Nige, the final home game of the season is upon us at the weekend. Burnley in town. What do you expect from this weekend's fixture?
A tough one. Now, they're champions, but they still have the possibility of breaking 100 points. So I'm sure that they'll be doing everything they can to achieve that. So fantastic season for them. And I suppose for us for our final home game, it's a really, really good one for us to have. We'll need to have to play very, very well to beat them. But I think for our players, they've got the freedom to just go out there and express themselves. It's should be a good game of football.
Last weekend saw your side break the number of points accrued last year. I suppose you'll want the group to kick on. What's the mood been like in training this week?
Good, as you would expect, positive. We've had sessions so far which have had a good tempo to them. Our game will have to be really spot on at the weekend, so really important that we get the training load right this week so that the players have got plenty of energy left for the weekend. So that's the big thing. And as I've been pointing out for a few weeks now, we want to finish the season as well as we can. And that means trying to get the performance right every time. So even the games that we've lost recently, we've had positive performances. And I want the players to really stay switched on right to the last minute of the last game.
Talk about staying switched on to the last minute of the last game. Your side did that on Saturday against Rotherham and got a late winner. I can imagine it goes a little way to a reward for the performances over that little stretch of games.
Yes, but it was a frustrating afternoon in many ways. We didn't feel we had a fair rub of the green with decisions, and the players had to deal with an awful lot of frustration out on the pitch. But yeah, we showed our ability, and I think it was a pretty good performance. And we certainly deserved to win the game. So yeah, good reward for the players.
On the whole, this season, your side have performed well against the top teams, as you say, in the league. How do you feel as though the group match up with that of Burnley's?
Well, look, we are a side that's, I think, evolved quite a bit this season. When we played them early in the season, we were playing a different formation, and we struggled really to create too many openings in the game. And I think that the big thing when you play against the top sides is their conversion rate's pretty good when they get chances. And really we have to make sure that we make the most of ours. So I think we've come quite a long way since then. But of course it's how you perform on the day. And I think the system that we're playing now, we potentially can cause them more problems. But first and foremost, we've got to deal with their threats too, and that's something that you've got to try and get right in every game. But I'm generally pretty pleased with how the side is evolving.
And from a fitness point of view, how are the squad shaping up ahead of the weekend? Are there any concerns at all?
No, not really. No, we're continuing to get players back. Thomas Callis has trained fully this week as well, which is good. So hopefully we'll have quite a fit squad to choose from.
I can imagine it makes that selection process a little bit harder as well, because the bench was still very strong at the weekend.
Yeah, but I prefer to have those options. I prefer to have difficult decisions to make. And I've said again many times this season, it's good to have a tight squad where players are close to the side. So it's really a big bonus for us to get people like Thomas back involved and Joe Williams back into contention. Good to get him back on the pitch last week. So yeah, I'd like us to finish the season with as fit a squad as possible.
I can imagine you also want the group to really put on a show and a performance worthy for the fans, given it's the last opportunity they'll see them this year.
Yeah, and I mean, hopefully we can help the girls celebrate too. The women's team have been brilliant this year, and for them to get promotion I think it'll be a day where we can celebrate their success, but also thank the fans for their continued support this season. You know, we've had really good support. We've had, I think, improved gates this season, which is something for us to be thankful for. But hopefully, it means that we are giving them at least a team that they can believe in a little bit more. And I think that's how we make progressions, so that next year we can have a more realistic go at, at promotion.